Hello, hello. It's a time, it's a time. This is, and by it's time, I mean it's probably time for Sunday to go eat her breakfast. How are things? How is everything? I literally got home, immediately showered. It was just one of those days, not to sound dramatic, but I was like, I just need to like shower the day off me and be like fresh, clean slate for reading sprints. No pun intended. Why are you crying? She's like, you're talking to someone else and it's not me, you diva. She'll be making an appearance, I'm sure. There she is. Also, on the way home, I stopped by McDonald's to get a McDonald's Diet Coke because it sounded like the best thing in the world. And I just had a craving, you know? Wow, guys, we did this like 2 weeks ago, and I told you a month or so ago that I would start doing monthly reading sprints the third Wednesday of the month. So this is officially the third Wednesday of the month. Wow, we did it. Holding myself accountable, which is great because I'm trying to read like 1,000 things right now. So let me know what everyone else is reading, and we can be productive together. I think my main project is going to be reading more of A Special Place for Women, which I always want to say The School for Good Mothers because those covers look so similar. But A Special Place for Women, which is for Jan's full moon book club, and the live show is Friday night, so we gotta get on it. I'm like maybe 80 pages into it, and it's a good time. I'm just worried about where it's gonna go. Hello, hello. Andy, I love that you put your name and your handle. That is very helpful. Welcome. City of Brass. Wait. Had you not read City of Brass before? Because I just assumed that you had. But also, I've read City of Brass and then didn't finish the series, even though I love City of Brass. I think I read that like last summer. It's a good time, especially on audio. So have fun with that. Have fun with that. Really, really good, fun fantasy time. I'm also reading, I have my Kindle right here just tempting me because last night I started reading Credence with all of the hooligans that are doing their Credence buddy read. I just thought, like, what the hell? If I'm gonna dip my toe into dark romance, I'm gonna do it with a bunch of friends. And the joke is on me because it's fun. And I like can't stop thinking about it. So part of me wants to just continue to binge Credence, but I can't do that until I finish The School of Good Mothers. Not The School for Good Mothers. God damn it. No, it's A Special Place for Women. That's just going to be a constant thing, I guess. I have to finish A Special Place for Women before I get back to Credence. That's the boundary that I'm setting for myself. No, I have not read it. Loving it. Oh my god. How far into it are you? Because I remember the first half being slow and then the second half being like a lot of fun. Also, I started Credence last night and it's Ice Planet all over again. I told Christine that I would read Ice Planet like forever ago, and I have the first 4 or 5 on my Kindle downloaded, ready to go, and I still have yet to do it because I think it's going to be a similar situation where it's just going to be a blast, and that's all I'm going to want to do is binge Ice Planet, and then Christine will get her "I told you so" moment. But I just have 100 other things that I want to do first, you know? I'm reading The Witch's Heart. Okay, I've heard mixed things about this, but I want to read it. I want to say this is didn't this come out just last year? It has that stunning cover too, and I've seen rave reviews about it, and I've seen not so good reviews about it, so I'd be interested to know your thoughts on it. Look at her. What did I say? Every time. At least she's predictable, you know, a creature of habit. Also reading Served Cold, which is a horror tube anthology of horror short stories set in cold places. I love that for you. This is not a thing that I knew existed. 68% in, and I feel like the pacing ebbs and flows, but I don't mind. It's a good time. That's like pretty much exactly how I felt too. I was just like truly along for the ride, and all of its glory, City of Brass. And I just want more of Dara. That's like what is going to get me back into the series. Is I'm just going to crave more of that man and have to dive back into the book because he really carried it on his back, in my opinion. At least the first book. I don't know. There was just so much going on, and all of the like political intrigue in the first book in the fantasy series just really, really scratched that itch that I want fantasy always to scratch, which is maybe why I haven't picked up a lot of fantasy recently, because I want it to be like chunky and heavy, but I also know that it's gonna like take 100% of my full focus. That's a very specific thing. If you need more motivation, I'll be going into the second book soon. Oh God, yes. Let me know when you get there. And I won't make any promises, but that would actually be nice, because then I can piggyback off of you and your very fresh City of Brass knowledge instead of my 8-month-old City of Brass knowledge. That would be helpful. Hello, Joan. Welcome to the party. What did that just ring a bell in my brain? Hello, welcome to the show. Oh man, I'll come back to that later. The subject of Witch's Heart seems interesting. Norse mythology with a slightly feminist slant. A little simplistic. Not sure it will be a fave, but I'm intrigued so far. You know I love a good mythology read. So, I mean, I'm down to try anything mythology, really. Takes me back to those like Scholastic Book Fair days where they had the big mythology books. Or maybe it was one mythology books, but it had like the jewel with the beetle on it. Now I have to find a picture because there was a mythology one and there was a pirates one and like a fairies one. Sometimes like the Scholastic Book Fair feels like a thing that I could have hallucinated. Like that feels like it could be like a Mandela effect. Like, did anyone else have these niche experiences at the... I know it's not that niche. Mythology book. Oh, kind of. That's not the... Oh, I was thinking of the Ancient Egypt one, maybe. Because... I wonder if I can share this. Like this? What if I click on this? Like it's a big square book and it has these like jewel things on it. That now you can get for $5 from thrift books, apparently. That was also my experience. I have vivid Scholastic Book Fair memories. I totally know what you're talking about. There was one about dragons. Okay, wait, now we have to find... What is this like series called? The Ology series. Okay, very helpful. The ironic part is now I'm a very dedicated listener to the Ologies podcast. Ology series books. Oh my God. Okay, it was the Egyptology one that I was originally thinking of. And the Dragonology one. Wow, this is unlocking like nostalgia in my brain right now. I always wanted... Oh yeah, there was a wizard one. Yep. Oh my God, a ghost one? Why am I now wanting to find and buy all of these? I had no idea that HorrorTube is a thing, but the stories have been good and it's been a good winter read. Although it has been very, very warm for February and March in California. I got into this series, the internet tells me, is called Jewel Kingdom. it's hard for me to sometimes separate my own book memories and my constantly seeing children's book daily as a librarian. Oh my god. I'm sure it all like blurs together. Love the book fair. I don't have kids, but whenever I drive past my old middle school, I wonder if I could pretend I have kids just so I could go to the book fair again. Yes, in high school, I worked as a nanny for like these kids whose like both parents worked. So I would like pick them up from school and like be their nanny until like 6 o'clock every day. And that was like the highlight of my high school life was when my nanny kids would have their book fair because then I could go and be like, oh, my kids wanted to go to the book fair, even though they weren't my kids. And I was really just like a big kid still. I was like 17. But that was the best because then I got to spend actual money at the book fair, even though there wasn't really anything that was like technically marketed towards me, but it was so good. I got to like satisfy that desire that like fourth grade me had, you know? Wow. I can't believe I just realized that that series is called the Ology series. Does anyone else listen to the Ologies podcast? uh, Whenever I listen to another podcast, I become like a nerd about that one thing for like 3 days straight until I listen to something else. Recently started going to the library with my nephew and it's a blast. I love just like seeing that kind of stuff through like a child's eyes. Um, Not to be too like cheesy, but it just makes you appreciate like the little things and like the magic in going to a bookstore, going to the library, all of the things like that. I love. Well, I also think I just heard Wes get home and I know he's bringing dinner. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start the first sprint and start reading more of A Special Place for Women and not The School for Good Mothers. I'm going to also have to read The School for Good Mothers just so I can say that I did and separate them in my brain. I'm feeling like 30-minute sprints. How do we feel about this? Which would put us at maybe we'll just go until 15 after. It's like Book Disneyland. It literally. But also, we should just make Book Disneyland like an actual place, you know, like just a gigantic actual bookstore somewhere or some kind of like book theme park that's just the theme is books and not any particular like series or theme or anything. All right, thumbs up for 30 minutes. Let's do it. I'll see you at the 15 after. Hello. Surprise. How's everything? How is the reading going? Or if you're not reading, what did you do for 30 minutes? I'm at about the 100-page mark. 96. I just... Oh, okay. Exactly. So I'm at like 25% right now, probably. I think maybe a little more than 25%. And I completely see why you would have DNF'd it. It's just not... it's really going to have to do something pretty cool for me to get on board. There's been some cool like lines. I'm just worried that it's going to continue to be very like hashtag girl boss feminism without being self-aware about it. That's the angle that I hope it's going, is to be satirical about that and how these like wealthy white women and girl boss feminism and the uprise in like witchiness and tarot cards and crystals and all of that like kind of energy and personality in feminism can be flipped on its head and actually not very empowering sometimes. That's where I hope the book goes. But I'm still in the wait and see phase right now. Oh, this was about Book Disneyland, the actual happiest place on earth with plenty of alcoves. Yes. And candles that are just like old book smell. I missed the chatter. Hello. Welcome. I'm reading A War of Two Queens. What is A War of Two Queens? I've seen it on your Instagram story, Lachlan, and I'm intrigued, but I don't know a damn thing. Yeehaw, exactly. Yeehaw just says so much, so much and so little. Beep, beep. Hello. I am reading A Special Place for Women for Jan's book club on Friday night. And it's interesting. It's about this kind of like cult secret society for like wealthy, influential women in Manhattan, and this journalist who goes undercover to try and like infiltrate what it actually is. And is it actually a cult? And is it a dangerous cult, or is it just like wealthy women in an echo chamber? I don't know. The jury's still out. I'm reading 3 books right now, apparently. Don't know what that's about. Okay, I know one of them is Credence, but what are the other 2? Please do tell the Peanut Gallery. Oh, she literally did a second later. I've read about 50 pages of Witch's Heart. It's interesting with the setting and myths, but something is off. I hate that feeling where you just can't put your finger on like what's missing or what's weird. It's just like not quite the vibe that you were expecting or wanting. I'm pretty far into all of these. Should I continue the Poppy War, No Exit, or Credence? Can you tell I support my friends? That's actually so precious. The Poppy War is fantasy series, which I also wanted to read this month. Don't think it's going to happen. But I'm living vicariously through you, Jayla. No Exit is for Christine and Mo's movie night book club, and Credence. At the beginning of the live, I literally said my Kindle is right here if I get the urge to pick up Credence, because I kind of have the urge to pick up Credence, but I can't. I have to finish my book club book first. But I didn't expect to be like, I don't know what the word is for how I feel about Credence right now. I'm just like intrigued. Like I'm not hating it, and there was a really good chance that I would hate it. So that was the bar, honestly. Was, well, if I don't hate it, then I'll just keep going until if I do get to a point where I hate it, which hasn't happened yet. M is hiding in the bathroom to avoid real responsibilities and reading Shadow Study, book 4 in the Poison Study verse. Okay, I don't know if Poison Study is YA or if Poison Study is romance. Poison Study series. It is YA? By Maria Snyder? I think. Oh, okay, yeah, it is YA. Oh. Oh, that's why it sounds so familiar. This is like OG YA series. Okay, I never read those. I'm currently reading No Time for Goodbye by Linwood Barclay. What is it? Is it, well, I guess while I'm here, I can search that up. No Time for Goodbye. Also published in 2007. That must be the theme of the day. A thriller mystery. All right. She has the urge. I do. I can't explain it. I also read like a chapter on my lunch break at work today. That was risky business. Probably should not be bringing Credence to work, but too late. Dialogue and writing is too modern, which is what I think is off. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them says like whatever or something in Norse mythology. What was the last book that gave me that feeling? It might have been, I want to say it was The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. It's like a World War II historical fiction, and there was certain moments where I got that feeling where it not to the extreme that it's supposed to be like Norse myths. It's only, less than 100 years ago, but still there were times where I felt like I could tell that it was someone in the 21st century writing the book, Also on chapter 6 of Credence. I think I'm on chapter 11-ish. I'm very surprised I'm not hating Credence. I almost hate me for not hating it. I kind of feel that way. Yeah. Like, did I really play myself this long by denying myself these kinds of things? Like, we might be having a huge epiphany. It's making me wish that I would have like started a vlog, but I think it's a little late for that now. Fantasy romance. All right. Fun. Apparently now I'm in the romance mood, so who knew? Wait, I love how you didn't actually tell me what to read. I don't know. Credence was my first instinct. But also the Poppy War, so that you could tell me how good it is and then continue to pressure me to read more of it, because I do need that pressure. The Poison Study. It gets very much more adult as the series goes on. There was a bath scene in this one. Oh my god. Speaking of bath scenes, A Reaper at the Gates. I don't actually remember if it was in A Reaper at the Gates or A Sky Beyond the Storm, but the last two books in the Ember and the Ashes series, which is also YA, but towards the end, there's some pretty spicy scenes, but there's only like a couple. So it's still like is YA, I guess, but yeah, there is a bath scene, and it was good. It was good. Also my favorite characters, so that probably helps. No, slander over the Alice Network. I forgot that you love that book so much. I really liked that book. It just was like some of the dialogue I got like that similar feel of like, wait, what year is it again? I don't know. It was like a very little like picky thing. What is Credence? It sounds very not safe for work. It is a dark romance, taboo romance. Me talking about it like I know anything about taboo romance. By Penelope Douglas. And it's this 17-year-old who is the only child of two famous celebrities who pass away. And then she gets to go live with her step uncle and step cousins in the middle of nowhere, and for like the whole winter, and things may or may not happen while she's there with these men over the winter. Ember in the Ashes is Why We Are Friends. Of course, I know what you're talking about. Okay, do you remember if it was the third or the fourth book? Because you know the scene that I mean, but I want to say it was Reaper at the Gates, which Reaper had no business doing what it did to my emotions. Saba Tahir just posted a great reel, like yesterday or the day before, about how, like when she meets fans of a certain character, it's just like her like apologizing or being like, yeah, I know, because of what she did to this one character. I'm due for another reread of that series, to be honest. Wishing the big floof would waddle into my life. Her herding instincts only come out when we're like talking or being loud, and it's very clearly like not involving her, because she's a little bit of a diva and she likes the attention to be on her. But she just does like laps to make sure that everything is okay, like the little herding dog that she is. Well, at least they're step relatives. Exactly. That's like the line, right? But also the entire book she refers to her step uncle as Uncle Jake. So it's, I don't know. I have very, very mixed thoughts about that, but I so far don't hate it. So it's kind of fun. Oh yeah, the only big floof in my life, really. Like the floofiest and goodest floof that has ever floofed or waddled. The good girl. She's honestly earning her paycheck right now. She is paying her rent right now. Where'd you go? Oh, I just heard her hop down from the bed. Your fans would like to see you. Yeah. There she is. The goodest and the happiest. It was probably Reaper because we know what she did in Sky. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I just couldn't remember the timeline as much, so I'll just have to reread and figure it out, I guess. Because I do want to do a reread of the series, maybe vlog it and annotate it, because I'm just having that itch, and I love Saba Tahir so much, and she just released her new book. Oh my god, like this week? Did that just come out? All My Rage release. Published 2022. That is very unhelpful. March 1st it came out. So I gotta get my hands on that, because that's anything that she touches turns to gold. I know it. Yes, this is how I feel about my dog also. It's like whenever we come home from work or from anything, even if we're gone like 20 minutes, she is the most like shy and anxious dog. So she would never, I've probably heard her actually bark like less than 5 times, and we've had her for like over 3 years. So instead of like barking, she just kind of like shakes and trembles in place, and her little docked tail just goes straight up and down. And she does a lot of like doggy big stretches because she's too nervous to actually like approach or like jump on us or anything. So she just keeps it all in. It's very cute. Having the itch to go through Helene's trauma. Honestly, yes. Like that is what it is. Because knowing her whole arc makes me want to go back to the beginning and like read where she started. Like every time I go through that series, I have just an even greater appreciation for her. Just like one of the most well-written, complex characters that I've ever written. I wish I could write a character like that. Ever read in YA, or maybe just in general outside of YA. About to unhaul a torch against the night for the second time. Okay, I understand, Jayla. But have you read the rest of the series, or did you just not like A Torch Against the Night? Because I get it. It's slow, and it's weird, and you don't like any of the characters. All of the characters suck so bad in that one, and like you're supposed to feel that way about them. But Reaper gets so good. And then after you read Reaper, then you get weird nostalgia for A Torch Against the Night. At least that's how I feel about it. I've started taking my dog to the office because I can't stand to leave her home alone for so long. The things we do for our floofy loved ones. Yeah, before I worked at the winery, when I had my office job, I would take her to the office all the time, and she would just sleep under my desk in her bed like for 8 hours and not make a peep. And she loved it. But I know that's just what she does at home all day too. We joke all the time that she's just a cat in like a fluffy Aussie body, where she does that thing that cats do, where there'll be like a patch of sunlight from the window or something, and she'll just follow that patch of sunlight like across the floor or across the bed. I don't know how this happened to me. Like when we adopted her, we thought like, okay, getting an Aussie, like this will inspire us to be more active. Like she's going to have so much energy. We're going to have to like work with her and make sure she's like really trained. She is the most like mellow, chill, like happy to just like snuggle dog. And somehow she's also an Aussie. It just doesn't make sense, but I'm not complaining. Have you read the prequel graphic novels? Because if not, buddy read. I haven't, and I'm dying to. So yes, absolutely down for this buddy read for surezies. Because I keep seeing them every time someone posts like an Instagram picture or something. I forget that they exist, and then I remember it, and that's definitely gonna have to be a part of my next reread. Okay, I'm already nervous about this paragraph. I bought both books in hardcover. Couldn't get into book one. That's valid. It's the weakest one. Tried to read it 3 times, so I unhauled it, and then I found book 2 in paperback and said I would try again once I found book 1. Oh, that's quite a saga. Book 1 is literally my least favorite, and I think that's why I haven't reread the series more, is because I don't want to keep rereading the first book. It's just, I want to say book 1 came out in like 2015 or 2016, and it was just like right on that tail end of that era of YA that was like, there has to be a love triangle, and they have to all be like angsty and moody, and she has to not be like other girls, and there can't be a single member of her family alive, and there has to be some kind of like game or trial. Like it just had all of those YA tropes. And then after the first book, we get away from that a little bit, but I don't know. It's still a good time, and it sets up well for the rest of the books. But on its own, it is my least favorite. I will probably never read it. Boo, tomato, tomato. It's fine. I'm not going to hold it against you, except maybe a little bit. The audio really helps you. It is full cast. I think I've only listened to the audio for the first book, probably because I didn't want to force myself to read the physical book again. I'm acting like it's terrible, but I understand that it is like hard to get into. I like the audiobook, and it kind of just goes by. Best to unhaul, but everyone hypes it up so much. Watch out for the hype, but also I get the hype. I'm part of the hype. But I love the books in reverse publication order. So it's like a little bit of an investment, because the first one is like meh. The second book is really good in retrospect, but I definitely didn't appreciate how good the second book was until I finished the series and then realized everything that was like packed in there and setting things up for everything else. But the first half of the series is kind of like, why am I here? What's going on? And then it gets really good in the third book. This is apparently the hill that I'm dying on tonight. I suggest the library. True. Or yeah, maybe get the first one on audio from Libby, is the collective summary of all of our advice that you did not ask for. Perhaps I don't have to own everything. Perhaps I should listen on Scribd. Oh yeah. I think I have like a trial for Scribd that I haven't cashed in on, and I really want to try it because it sounds like there's just so many audiobooks that my library doesn't have that then I feel like, okay, but I wanted to listen on audio and I don't want to get the physical book from the library because that audio was the whole point, and I don't have Audible, so I just need to get on the Scribd game, I guess. Books I'm iffy about always end up as library checkouts. Exactly. Yes. Wait. Okay, it made perfect sense to me. I was like, don't have to own everything you own. True. True. Unhaul everything. Reorganize everything. But LOL. Okay, I have to go, but appreciate you so much. Bless you. And we'll text you about our long list buddy reads and Ember prequel buddy reads. Excellent. Love you. Have a good night. Many buddy reads to come. Okay. Jayla, do you smell toast? Are you okay? Do you need me to call someone? Also, on that note, I think it's time for some more reading. Because also I'm gonna eat these quesadillas that Wes brought me. Scribd is pretty neat. Okay. Maybe I will also do some Scribd recon while we're at it. Let's do another 30-ish minutes and go until 10 after. If that sounds good. Partially because I already have a banner for it. Look at that. Okay, bye. Hello. Welcome. Welcome back. This was my favorite thing. Quesadillas are my favorite snack. Quesadillas and popcorn, but like homemade popcorn in a whirly pop. In college, quesadillas was like my go-to drunk food to make when we got home from the bars. And I don't know like what kind of college boys just don't know how to make quesadillas. But my roommate and I would like get home from the bars and we lived in this house with like 7 other girls. And suddenly, as soon as we were in the kitchen making like 3 a.m. quesadillas, we would like summon people, and then we'd make quesadillas for like a bunch of people that were all drunk and craving quesadillas. So I didn't make these quesadillas, but anyways, that was that's my quesadilla love story. Uncle Shrek isn't going to like that. I mean, Shrek is also love, and Shrek is also life. But also, Uncle Shrek is just unsettling, and I don't like it. Maybe I was about to say Shrunkle, but Shrunkle is worse. I feel like Shrunkle is going to summon a demon or something, and I don't like that at all. Good night, Jean. Thank you for coming. I'm getting really nervous about this book. I'm not going to lie. It's, I don't know. We're at a pivotal moment, and I don't know if it's going to go the way that I hope it goes. Shrunkle. Oh, Uncle Shrek. Join the last 20 minutes reading Local Woman Missing. Love that. Have not read it. Are you enjoying it? Also, Jayla, what did you decide to read? I'm getting more annoyed the more that I read The Witch's Heart. Oh no! I was really hoping that you would be on the side of glowing reviews, but it's not sounding like it's going to be the case, which is a huge bummer. Putting a K in Uncle. Oh no. Expose my level of intelligence. Always. You know? She's an intellectual. An intellectual. I'm so sorry. I regret that one. I wish I. Yeah, I'd like to take that one back. Strike it from the record. Oh my gosh. Can you hear the frogs? Because a couple weeks ago I was on stream. I think it was book club or something. And there's just this mass of frogs and crickets outside of our house. It's the spring ambiance. Okay, good. Really enjoying Local Woman Missing at almost halfway through. I've heard good things. I decided to put shredded cheese over tortilla chips and binge clips from the old ABC show. You know, that sounds like a self-care kind of a Wednesday. You just do what you want to do. Jayla said, I have 3 books to read. Which one should I read? Never mind. I'm making nachos and watching old clips of an old ABC show. Just signing on and have never read with you before. Will you be on for a while? Reading The Paris Apartment and The Book Thief. We've done 2 sprints. Thank you for joining. I think I'm going to do at least 1 more, maybe like 2 more. It just depends on the vibes. But I definitely am having a good time with my book. Maybe a good time is generous. I'm invested, but I'm nervous about where it's going. So I definitely want to keep going. Bisexual. This makes me want to block you, Jayla. I hate this. My first book by this author. From Local Woman Missing? What is... Mary Kubica. What else has she written? Let's see. Oh my god, a ton of things. Wow, that is quite the backlist. So I hope you enjoy it. Because if so, there's like a ton of other books that she's read or written, apparently. Okay, this is more Witch's Heart. The main character just found out that her husband, Loki, got married to another woman while he was away, and she was upset for 3 seconds, and then they didn't talk about it. That's annoying. Maybe she was like cooking up some revenge plot, or it really was just swept under the rug, which is not satisfying. That's like the classic thing. Like if that happens, you expect the drama, and then you expect fallout from the drama. Like I live for that. So that was my main problem with Shallow Waters that Jayla and I talked about last week. Was there was no drama. There was plenty of setup, and then very little actual drama. What would you do? My brain was trying to think of America's Funniest Home Videos, which matches up with none of the letters in the acronym. So no, I don't think so. I probably have seen like YouTube clips, but I didn't grow up with cable. We grew up with one news channel. So a lot of the nostalgia and old shows and stuff, I just do not like, brain empty. Those pieces are missing. Oh, I am reading, I was going to hold it up, but I have the dust jacket off. It is A Special Place for Women by Laura Henkin that I'm reading for my friend Jan Agaton's Full Moon Book Club that she does every month on the full moon. And so I'm discussing that with her on Friday, and it's like about this vaguely culty secret society for these wealthy women in New York City, and this journalist goes undercover to see if it's like dangerous or if it's just like wealthy women reading tarot cards for each other. And so far it's like kind of meh. It's interesting. It's definitely a good satire about like white feminism, but I just don't, so far I don't think the satire is going hard enough. It's like I don't know. I'm very much on the fence about it, but I'm about a third of the way through it. So I'm hoping that we get a really good halfway point change of tone. You'll miss me if you block me. You're right. So I'm not gonna. But I almost did it just for the meme. I considered it. No, she was fine. They were snuggling and joking 3 seconds later. That is... I don't like it. If I was with Loki and then I left and then I came back and Loki was like, "Oh, I got married to someone else," I would have a conversation. I would have words with Loki about that. You know, that does not sit right with me. Thank you. But I also need you to know that this has bot energy, and I don't think you are a bot, but I'm also not 100% sure. I'm just like 80% sure. But thank you for this sweet comment nonetheless. Really appreciate it. It's a show. Okay, thank you. It's a show where actors play possible scenarios in public. A man harasses a family for speaking Spanish, and then the goal is to see if people will be bystanders. Okay, I have seen like clips of this. I feel like I watched clips of this in like high school health class. This feels very early 2000s, like cheesy, like after school special kind of stuff. Joining from Bangladesh. Welcome. So happy to have you. Most of the clips make me tear up, and I hate that about me. You know, we all have our thing, and that is perfect. The one that does this for me is Whose Line Is It Anyway? And then I tear up for like the stupidest, like why am I crying at Whose Line Is It Anyway? I don't know. but it doesn't make sense. I can't explain it, but it happens. So I get you, and this is valid. This is basically where I'm going. Oh, such an old show, but it was going for a while. Anyway, enough of this. Are you crying? Oh my gosh, she's doing her laps again. Yes, constant vigilance, she says. I love Whose Line, but it's never made me cry. It doesn't, like, I can't explain. I don't know. It doesn't make me cry for any good reason or any logical reason. It's just like, they're having so much fun, and this is such a good show, and now there's tears. I cry at everything, especially if someone else cries. I am not a crier. Like, I rarely cry at books, and sometimes I'll cry in a movie, but it's usually like a kid's movie. Like, I just was talking about this with a friend recently, where she's like a true crime person, very much so like a thriller and horror person, but when she watches like Coco or Encanto, those are the movies that like make her sob, which is just the most relatable thing I've ever heard, because I think I only cry in like cheesy sad kids movies. I love Whose Line's so funny and quick. It's just a good time. It's just a good old time. And I wish that I had that kind of like a quick wit. Ultimate goals. And that would for sure be one of my wishes from a genie. A genie would be like, any 3 wishes, what do you want? And I'd say, make me funny enough that I could have been the best person on Whose Line Is It Anyways? And the genie would be like, veto. What else do you want? Pick something else. Every movie gets me. Almost every book does too. You know, crying is supposed to be good for you. Like, does it feel like, okay, like, yes, a release? Or do you ever feel like, why is this happening to me? Make it stop. Because in like real life, I'm not like a sad crier. I'm like a frustrated crier. And like outside of crying as like a reaction to things, like I cry because I'm just like so frustrated and I don't like it. But in like the rare occasion that I cry in a book or a movie, it's just kind of like, oh, this is so beautiful. Very, very different vibes. I barely cried in my 20s, and now I cry all the time. You're just opening the floodgates. I cried to Celine Dion's The Prayer, like full sobbing. It's embarrassing. Not embarrassing. You're just like living your life, you know? Celine Dion is like a good one to cry to, I think. That sounds like therapeutic. a good Tuesday night, probably. I haven't cried during a book in so long. I just want a good cry. Authors ain't killing off characters like they used to. This is true. I talk to Haley at Pages of Haley sometimes, because both of us are like death trope, best trope, which is just like authors killing their characters and not bringing them back, because the resurrection trope, worst, horrible, straight to jail, right to jail, hate it. If you're gonna kill your characters, or you want the emotional payoff from the reader reacting to the death of your characters, then just commit to it. And I don't care what fantasy it is. I don't care what magical powers exist to realistically bring them back in that magical world. I hate it. I like any book with a resurrection trope instantly loses rating from me. This is not the rant that you asked for, but agreed. I think authors are unwilling to be as ruthless, which also I get it, because the commitment is scary. But those are the things that'll make me cry in a book, is when my favorite character dies. I'm probably the most positive person you'll ever meet, so to me, crying is a good thing. I love that. That is so sweet and wholesome. I don't cry at books either. I'll feel sad, but no tears. And sometimes I want to cry. Sometimes I'm like, okay, this is clearly the scene that I'm supposed to be devastated. I am devastated, but like nothing's happening. Where it's just dry, dry, dry. The last book that made me like sob though, I think was The Rose Code, which was like last summer. So it's been a while. There's book. There is book. There are books that have made me like tear up, but I don't think I've sobbed since The Rose Code last like May or June. Not evil, geez, best trope. I mean, it's up there. Is it my favorite? Maybe not. Is it the one that I respect the most when authors do it? Probably. It's like part of me is like, oh shit, like you really did that. I respect it. But also, ouch. I'm trying to cry and nothing is happening. That's how it feels. Especially when like you get to that like climax of a book and or it's really sad or there's like this big sad twist and it's just kind of like okay, like let's just that really sucks, okay, next. But sometimes, yeah, like Jayla said, you just need a good cry. I do feel this too. I don't like crying, it gives me a headache, so I try not to cry too long. You just get it out of your system and then pull it together. That reminds me of so many like classic Tumblr-y quotes from back in the day. I was such a Tumblr girl in high school. So I had all of those quotes that was like, cry all you want about something, but never cry about it twice. Like those kind of quotes. And every time I see those quotes, it makes me think about like Tumblr and pull it together after 20 seconds. Like, nah, you just gotta cry it out. And then pop some Advil probably. Drink some water. I cried for the last 75 pages of Lonesome Dove. No controlling that. What? Okay, now I'm glad I have another tab open. What is Lone Dove? A love story, an adventure, and an epic tale of the frontier. Also has 165,000 ratings and an average rating of 4.5. What is this? Popular answered questions. Is there any Western better than this one? I think it may have ruined the genre for me. What? Wow. I might have to go on a Western bender. Okay, I have to unpack that later. What? I'm actually also rereading Winter's Kiss. While not cry-worthy, it certainly gives me the feels. Jayla, we've got to reread that series together because I actually don't know if I ever finished the series. I definitely read the first two books. Winter's Curse. Let's see if my little young adult high school self ever rated it on Goodreads. I don't think so. I think I only read the first two books, which is embarrassing because I love that series. Yes, that's also on my list of nostalgic YA to reread eventually, you know, once I get around to it, when I just have like the extra spare hours to kill. Not sure if you've seen the Magician's TV adaptation, but oh my god, what a commitment to keeping a main character dead. No, but this is intriguing, and I want to watch it just to understand and appreciate it. It's just a cop out to add angst. Ignore my comment. I didn't see anything because amnesia, although I also do hate the amnesia trope. I think, what other book had the amnesia trope that I ended up really liking, but I was annoyed that it was in there? I think it's the Snow Like Ashes series, which is also a pretty good YA series that has a lot of like overdone tropes. where I think I read it originally, not to hate read it, but just to be like, ugh, like, let me get this off my shelf. And then I ended up loving Snow Like Ashes, and then read the second book and was obsessed to the point where I found the author's email address and emailed her an unsolicited novel of my thoughts about how I. This is like probably maybe 2015. And I emailed her my thoughts about like, hey, I didn't think that I was gonna like this, but the way that you wrote this book was just like so admirable, and I really enjoyed it, and I really appreciate what you did here and here and here, and I really respect this decision. And then just like completely gushing after telling her that I read it because I didn't think I would like it, which is embarrassing that I fully sent her that email. And she replied and said, thank you so much. I really enjoyed reading this email, or something like that. But she replied to Little Old Me, the author of Snow Like Ashes, and I feel really cool about that still, like 8 years later. But another YA series that would be really fun to reread, because I'd be interested if it still like gets me, because it had so many cheesy YA tropes at the time of like the princess who's like the last of her family and has to like go, you know, she's the only one that can save the world, and the map was based on like the 4 seasons and some colors, I think. So there was this like color system, and it felt very like juvenile, I guess, but then reading it, it was like, oh, like the author really had me right where she wanted me, because that was exactly what she wanted me to think. Anyways, maybe I'm in a YA mood. That's what it's starting to feel like. Do I need to read some YA? I like the amnesia trope in romance. There's always a hurt comfort quality in there. I guess that's true. Maybe amnesia is like a sub trope of hurt comfort. It's like squares and rectangles. The Notebook. Wait, what is this in regards to? Me emailing the author like a sociopath? Because, agreed. Also, it's not the only time that I've done that. I really had some boldness in my youth, and that was a thing that I would do, was email authors about how much and then never like books I disliked. I just emailed authors to be like, hey, I really loved it. Thank you so much for like putting this thing out into the world. I really appreciate it. Okay, bye. And I did that a lot. Pro tip, they usually respond because I don't think very many people track down email addresses. Like that seems kind of weird and borderline invasive. But also it works. Anyways, worth binging. I'm gonna add this to my list because I could use a good something to binge like that. Noelle reads YA would be a nice vlog series. Okay, great. Can I get that in? I was gonna say, can I get that in writing? But we have the receipts right here. Great, because I have at least like 3 YA series that I would like to do that we've talked about on this live. Literally, Snow Like Ashes, Ember in the Ashes, Ashes reading vlog. No, dumb. Moving on. Ember in the Ashes, Snow Like Ashes, The Winter's Curse, and I also want to do the Lux series reread that I've been talking about forever. So we have a handful of options. Like, choose your fighter. I admire your balls. You know, sometimes you just gotta go for it. And as far as like cheesy, harmless fan mail goes, if I was an author, that would make me smile to have like some like ballsy 20-year-old emailing me about how much they enjoyed the way that I wrote my young adult fantasy book. I'd be like, the balls on this kid, but also thanks. I worked hard on it. Glad you enjoyed it. Agreed. Okay, YA, let's do it. Literally everyone should hear my opinions. This is just YouTube, though. Also, I mean, so much of YouTube is just purely self-indulgent. Like live streaming is just, yeah, let me go scream quite literally into the void for an uninterrupted 3 or so hours. Who does that? It's just so oddly like self-interested, but we all do it anyways. Like whatever. Took a screenshot. I got you. Okay, thanks. That's gonna be like that will be the thumbnail of those videos. I haven't read a YA series since Twilight. When I was 18, I feel so out of touch. I have no idea most of the titles you're talking about. You know, I mean, most of the ones I just said are like not current series. Those are like at least, gosh, at least like 6 or 7 plus years old now, I think. But yeah, Twilight, what a whirlwind of a time that was. I remember walking around like middle school and high school when they were being published and seeing other classmates like with the books walking around, which was not something you ever saw otherwise except for kind of Harry Potter. But Twilight and Harry Potter didn't really, I don't think they really overlapped on the books very much, like publication timeline wise. That was such a strange part of life. Like I remember just going about my life as like a 14-year-old and just seeing everyone just carrying around copies of Twilight. It was a little bit Twilight Zone, I was about to say unironically. But yeah, it just like, how does everyone was all just collectively agreed that it's not weird. We're all reading this strange YA vampire book together. And what a ride it was. What a time in our lives that was. I can barely reach out to someone I want to be friends with. I mean, this is me now. Like I barely can DM anyone to be like, hey, I think that you're super cool. For some reason, my 20-year-old self had a lot more gumption to her. And bless her for that. I don't know if I could email authors now. But I wonder, I should dig those up. That could be a whole video, is digging up emails that I sent my favorite authors back in the day and just putting myself fully on blast. I read Hunger Games, but that's about it. You know, I reread Hunger Games not too long ago. That one really stands up to time. I'm really happy with how that series aged. Twilight, I cannot say the same about Twilight. Old adult reads young adult. I like it. Gonna have to come back to that one. Hunger Games. Who was just talking to me? Like I had someone at work today, like a table that was tasting wine was talking to me about the Hunger Games. And it's just one of those weird things that somehow came up out of nowhere and then also appeared in my day later as well. Hello, Sahar! Literally going to sleep with solace and wanted to say hey, and I miss you. I also miss you. And hi. And good night. Okay, good night. I love that blog title. Old adult reads young adult. We all brain blast it together. I'm crediting this live stream in the video. Thanks to all my friends who workshop this together. I thought of you because I led a Hunger Games discussion, and why didn't you FaceTime me? Because as established, I can barely reach out. I'm thinking, let's do another sprint, because that would put us right back at 10 after, which is easy peasy. Alrighty. Also love that for you. It's Steph is living her best librarian life. Okay, bye. See you in 30 minutes. Hello, welcome back, and welcome to the 5,000 people that hopped on in the meantime. Okay, we've got Catherine, we've got Christine, all the besties are here. This cuckoo bananas instance, as Christine would say, pinning something to wall, and then the pin flies off and hits them in the face. It's me, except it was a clamp for a green screen. It busted my nose. Like, how busted are we talking? Like, is there a bruise? Are you wearing one of those, like, nose band-aid things? I need a visual. Silly rom-com. Yeah, where's the cutie that the clip bounced off of or put on your nose band-aid? That should be how this ended. And Kat's here, and Cammy's here. Wow, all the buddies. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, what is everyone reading? I'm reading Special Place for Women for Jan's book club on Friday. I'm at about the halfway point. I don't know how I feel. It's getting weird. Is your moneymaker okay? Oh no. Okay, it is actually bleeding. Space Between Worlds. Dude, that book is so good. I'm so glad that you're reading it. I loved it. Such a good, like, multiverse standalone sci-fi. Fantastic. Happy March. My cards did warn me. They'll do that. There's a whole scene in this book where they like do a whole tarot reading, and it was like kind of cool because obviously tarot is meant to be like predictive of themes or events in your life, but especially in like a novel where you know that the author specifically picked the cards that were to come up, it was interesting to be like, oh, okay, so this is very clear actual foreshadowing. It's kind of a fun like little thing that she threw in there. Christine, I think this is the last. Depending on the vibes, we may or may not do like one more. I think that was the third. Distractions. Black Sunshine. That's the theme of the month. Contemplating my existence. Well, welcome to the party. You know, we've done some of that on this this stream. And McKay's here. All of the buddies. Black Sunshine. I love myself seeing Uber Credence. Why does this not make sense to me? Oh, wait, Jayla. Nope, I got it. It took me a second. I know exactly where you're at, I think. I think that was the scene that I read, like, at work on my lunch break. And that was where it was like, okay, I should probably put this aside until I'm not at work. This is about Black Sunshine. What is this? Oh, House of Earth and Breath? House of something, right? I stand you, McKay. The taste. The taste? The taste. The cutie was myself and I. Yes, because independence. Mm-hmm. Love it. Love it. Own it. The last bit of Witch's Heart has been more interesting. Okay, with an exclamation mark and all. I hope the plot will be strong enough to compensate for the writing and anachronisms. We'll see. I love this emoji. I'm glad it took a turn. I'm very invested in how you feel about this book. I love when smart people agree with my book opinions. Space Between Worlds. That book is elite. Like, that book is so good. And I think it's like one of those that I think if I reread, I would get even more, because I think there was just so much packed in along the way that I was like too dumb to pick up the first time, which is just a mark, I think, of a very well-written book. But also, the main character is just a complete 100% absolute badass, and I love her. I'm reading Akatar. What are you reading, Noelle? I keep calling it the School for Good Mothers, and it's not the School for Good Mothers. It's a special place for women. Thinking of DNFing King of Scars, is it worth reading to the end? I have not read this part of the Grishaverse, but if it's anything like Crooked Kingdom, then maybe skip it. Sorry. I hated Crooked Kingdom. McKay, I've become quite the fan. You make me buy books. McKay is just like a magnet sunshine of a person who also has the best sense of humor. Like we were talking about Whose Line Is It Anyway, and how you have to be so quick-witted, and like I feel like McKay would like just mop the floor on Whose Line Is It Anyway. House of I just mashed the two of them together. House of Earth and Blood. Thank you, Cammie. Oh. Hello. Hope you enjoy them. That's how I feel as a like bookish content creator. Whenever people are like, I bought this book because of you. I'm like, I hope you don't hate it. King of Scars, nobody's favorite. Oh no, I just don't think I'm gonna read those. I don't think I would like them. Lachlan's back. This is the ultimate party now. King of Scars is not going to be what you want it to be. Okay, this is. I trust this opinion. I feel good in my decision. Loving Black Sunshine. I know you hated it. Eating it up, slurp, slurp. Slurp, slurp. DNF King of Scars. DNF Six of Crows. DNF Crooked Kingdom. Read Ninth House. That was very bold, Cammie, and I respect it. Yeah, it was like I felt very mediocre about Six of Crows, but I don't know if I'm willing to pick up Ninth House or not still. Whose line is it anyway? I know, like that's. I would just be so stressed about like trying to like be cool and collected that I don't think I would come up with any jokes. Commenting Cammie. Got her. I liked Six of Crows. I also liked Six of Crows. I just didn't think it lived up to the hype for me. And that's okay. I'm DNFing. I trust y'all's judgment. Woo! Good for you. Cammie's breaking my heart. Oh, except don't DNF the comments about Ninth House. Wait, Jayla, okay. Ninth House is so divisive, and I just don't know who to trust. So, someone educate me on Ninth House. I have not liked a single Lee Bardugo book. She is not for me. You know, at least you're self-aware about it. We all love you, Cammie. I finished my book, gotta get up at 5 a.m. to film because I'm a psychopath. But I appreciate that you actually do that, because I tell myself that I'm gonna film after work, and then I come home after work and I'm like, no, I'll just wake up early in the morning. I'll get up at like 5 a.m. to film. And then I don't do that. So I'm proud of you, and also how do you do that? How do you make yourself do that? I need to know. It's amazing. Six of Crows, Six of Flashbacks. That's so true. Oh boy. I love Six of Crows. What is going on? Six of Crows is trash. Not enough smut during the heist. I mean, it's also young adult, you know? So I don't need there to be smut and young adult. But also, for a heist book, I just wanted it to be more heisty. And it just felt not. It just felt like angsty teenagers dressing up and pretending to do a heist, even though I know it was very high stakes. It just, I don't know. It was enjoyable, but to me, it was not the greatest thing there ever was. 6 of Crowies. There was no Smut McKay. Oh, God. And the lady is here. Jan, I'm reading A Special Place for Women. I had to also think about it again, so I didn't say the wrong book. I'm on page 141, if you are curious. You think I would like Ninth House? Okay, I'm willing to give it a try. Plus, it might be a fun one to vlog. I've been talking very confidently about vlogging all stream as if I have posted a vlog in the last 6 months. But this is giving me the inspiration, so I guess that's step one. Hello, Jan. The gang is truly all here. Uh-oh. I think it's, yes, Catherine, everything's fine. Everything's good. Everything's fine and good and nice. That's my point. They needed to take a break. Make some memories. I always find it weird, YA or not, when there's like very high stakes life or death situations happening and the characters are like, wait, let's bang. Like, I just don't, it never feels quite right to me. It's like, I always just want to know, like, what's going on? Why is this the choice that we're making right now? Yeah, I can't film after work. I would rather die. Okay. Because I don't know. It's just a more acceptable hour of the day to me, but then I also don't do that. It's just because there's daylight left that I say, oh, I'll just use my last hour of daylight to film, and then I don't. So it's a vicious cycle. Ninth House is fun and snarky, compelling. Okay, Cami and Jayla both strongly endorse Ninth House. And Catherine endorses Ninth House. But I'm Lee Bardugo trash. I want to read it this fall before the 10th. It is like dark academia, right? I guess that does give me the fall vibes. I did not watch Bridgerton. Wait. What am I skipping? I'm confused. I am only Ninth House trash. Is this a standalone or is it becoming a series? I feel like I've heard different things. Do you ever read reviews ratings when you're in the middle of reading a book? Seriously tempted to see what other people think of Witch's Heart. Yes, but I don't know. I'm always nervous that I'm going to get spoiled. So sometimes I'll go to like the very like popular reviews because I feel like they're really good about tagging or like hiding spoilers. But then it just depends. I feel like I'm more tempted to do that kind of like you, where I'm like on the fence about the book or like not having a good time because I want to feel validated. Not the Six of Crows slander. It's fine. Everything's fine. Just saw the comment. I do that okay, exactly. If I'm not liking it, I search it out to see if I'm the drama. Yes, same. Am I the villain? I don't think I'm the villain. Cami stands Ninth House. I don't know. Reread it. When? Because I could be persuaded. Before fall, maybe. I don't know. Oh, okay, you're like slightly ahead of me then. Yeah, it's just getting juicy, but I'm still feeling like nervous about where it's going. One of your all-time favorites. Okay. This is convincing me. I had like fully written off Ninth House / Lee Bardugo because of my very lukewarm feelings about Grishaverse. So this is helpful. I am the drama. Dark academia. Wow. I'm not often a paranormal gal, but when the mood strikes, the mood strikes. I Burn for You is from Bridgerton. Oh, then no, that went right over my head. I'm so glad there's always like you guys in the chat that are catching me on the gaps in my pop culture knowledge. I appreciate that. Filling me in one reference at a time. At least a duology. Bridgerton. Every time. Now I'm gonna have to listen to this song. Giving me FOMO. I did not even want to read Witch's Heart. Uh-oh. Okay, so maybe it's you, Christine, that I've been thinking I've like did not enjoy this. Or no, you didn't read it. Did you read it? I'm confused. I will be reading good smut this weekend. Is this like for sure, or is this like we're manifesting? Because either way, I support you. This helps. Thank you for your contribution. I keep trying to block that song on TikTok and it just keeps coming back. Okay, I'm really my TikTok is very strange. I'm in very strange corners of niche TikTok and I have not seen the Burn For You ones, I guess. Oh my gosh. Didn't you do like multiple videos on this, Catherine? Or am I just thinking of your experience reading all of them? Is this just from the book? Yeah. I need a smutty book. My brain is dead. Do it. I think the R word scene. Oh, not the R word. At Christine. Ninth House took me a bit, but glad I stuck with it. Okay. This is like a lot of you really selling me on Ninth House. For emphasis, at Christine. I also want to read Heartstopper. I know, seeing the trailers come out today really made me... I have not read Heartstopper. So it made me really want to get my shit together and actually read those before it comes out, like literally next month. Because I want to read them before I watch it. Because I know it's going to be everywhere and I want to fully appreciate all of it. Jam-packed with the goods. Uh-oh. Yikes. Big yikes. This is complete chaos. I feel so entertained. Need to watch the show. I don't know how I feel about watching Bridgerton, but no, I have not watched a single moment of it. Don't need to know anything about it. Okay, manifesting. Good. I support you. A Loki retelling, and it's giving me Cersei ripoff vibes. I mean, yeah, you're probably not wrong. Oh, I did not read it. Very mixed signals. Goodreads had it on the fantasy list, and I read the first page and then put it back down. Scathing judgment from Christine. Daphne performs no consensual acts in that one scene, and I thought Kat was bringing that up, but I'm the drama, so expel it from your mind. At Chris. You go get him. You do it. Anthony got drama. Wait. Is Bridgerton like still a current ongoing thing? I'm just exposing all of the emptiness and how very uncool I actually am. I thought Bridgerton was like a one and done kind of a thing. Okay, multiple videos. Yes, it's all coming back to me. I know it's been on the list since the dawn of time when everyone was reading Heartstopper. It's just like never makes it to the top of the list, like we all have those, and Heartstopper is like the classic for me. Oh my god, like I live for this. I love that you clicked on this stream being like, we'll just like watch Noelle on live sprints, and it's just me giggling and reading all of your comments. Like, this is best case scenario for me. April 22nd is when Heartstopper comes out. I watched that trailer like way too many times, considering I have no context from not reading it. You're so right. The trailer was bad. Oh man, I am not the expert on this. I picked up Witch's Heart for the Pop Sugar Challenge of Read a Book with Witches, and I'm not sure I would have picked it up if not for that. Hoping that it won't end up that I hate it. I think last year I said I was going to attempt the Pop Sugar Challenge and then did like 3 things and then completely tossed it by the wayside. But they had, I don't even know if I looked at the list for it this year, but last year there was like all kinds of cool prompts they had on there. I hate romance, but I loved Heartstopper. Heart. This feels like an oxymoron, McKay, but I'm just gonna trust you. So excited. I'm not gonna tell you to shut up. I'm literally having a blast. Classic coming of age movie. Is it a show or a movie? I'm sorry, Lock, my girl. Internally and externally scream. Okay. Thank you very much. I feel like all the myth retellings right now could be traced back to Madeline Miller. Oh, she definitely, like 100%. It's the typical thing that I feel like happens all the time in publishing, right? Where a couple of books had huge success for mythology retellings, and then the publishers put a lot more marketing muscles behind the other mythology retellings they have coming out just to see if they can get a taste of the success. You heartless swine. The claws are coming out. The girlies are not holding back. Wait, 8 series? Or 8 seasons? That is, I mean, okay. That sounds like a lot, though. High school class project. Oof. I mean, doesn't it take place in high school or is it college? I literally don't know a thing. Do you hate the show too? No tell. Don't know her. Moving on. I don't hate the show, but super biased. I see. Today I learned that Discord can get dark and not all the groups are nice. Oh shit. Watch out. Watch out for the mean Discord girlies. I will never read the books then. I read that in your very dramatic voice, Christine, which is how I just imagined you typing that. Wait, I did not know this about you. You're obsessed with the Bridgerton show? Popcorn and tea. My favorite combo. I love the show, but will never read the books. I forgot about the Discord thing for a second, and then I was like, what? Who hurt Lachlan? Don't worry, I got it. We're back. Not the anonymous silly gooses. The setting is high school. Doesn't mean that Netflix can get away with low quality. I mean, that's like also fair. Maybe that's why I've been not putting it off, but typically I just don't ever vibe with a high school setting. I like objectively know that I will enjoy Heartstopper, but any book that takes place in high school, I'm just instantly like, eh. There's a very short list of exceptions to that rule, which I'm sure Heartstopper will also be a part of. Tell us who to go after. Yes. I literally just read that the author considers her own book a Loki fan fiction. But like, to be fair, isn't that just retellings in general? Like, couldn't the Lunar Chronicles be like a Cinderella fan fiction? Technically? Or like Cersei. Well, I guess that would just be like a Cersei fan fiction. I don't know. There's some kind of like fine line, I guess. Ditch them. Ditch them. DNF. I don't know why this feels like such a burn. It just like not even saying that it's trash. I think you did say it was trash before, but just like Bridgerton is low quality. Kate is the best love interest this upcoming season, and not just because her name is Catherine, but also a little bit because her name is Catherine, right? I mean, come on. I support you. Always support the DNF. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Haven't seen it, just want to start something. Stir the pot. Ready to fight people in Discord. Yeah, take all of this anger to the Discord people. Love a little love triangle, so it's going to be it. I like a love triangle when it's done well. I used to hate it because it was everywhere, but now that love triangles aren't in everything, it's like sometimes it can be done well. But for a while there, the only plot that existed was love triangle. Where there's people, there's darkness. All right. Who hurt you, Jayla? Let's do maybe like, are you guys down for one more sprint at like the 40? And then again, we will go from 40 until 10 after, since I feel like we're still just having a ball. And then that'll get me a fourth sprinty sprint. I'll try and catch up to Jan. Start some drama. We're egging people on. I think there's a quality implication with fan fiction. I've read and liked fanfic before, but my hopes are getting dashed as this live sprint goes on. I get that. You never really know what you're gonna get with fanfic. It's like you just gotta hope and pray that the one that you click on and start reading is a good one, because sometimes they'll Trojan horse you and you think it's going somewhere and then it takes a turn once you're already deep and invested, and then it gets weird. So hopefully that's not the case with Witch's Heart, but if she calls it fan fiction herself, then maybe, and that would be weird. I left the group and vowed that I will never join another random book Discord again. It was a darker version of book Twitter. Oh God, it gets worse from book Twitter? That sounds like a very, very dark and scary place. Good. Just stay with your friends. Who needs new ones? Yeah, screw them. Cyberbullying. Jayla, I'm calling the police. You too, McKay. I love this. Go get him. Good. We love a strong supporting argument. Did you write them a 5-paragraph essay with a beginning, a middle, and an end? That's the best burn of all. Hate love triangles. Drama-free life just wants to vomit thinking about love triangles. I don't know. The juiciness gets me. I really used to hate them with a passion. When it's done as like a cop-out from the main plot, I don't like it. But if it's good, then I'm like all about it. How dare you? Just don't like being called out on their bullshit. But, you know, it's not a cute look. You got them. Drop the link. I'm in the mood for a tussle. It's a witch hunt. Oh my. If Discord is worse than Twitter, then damn, reasoning and facts must have made them mad. That's so true. She's been circling all evening. Where are you? Come here. Oh, she's shy. She'll be back. Go. You gotta. The frame is like. All right, she'll be back. Oh, almost. A thread for a war of two queens. Then they were rude to you. Bitches. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. I love that was what your oh my was from. Oh, no, it's just the dog. But she does look spooky because the lights are off in there. So as she's making her rounds, her fluffy little face looks a little weird. It's definitely a ghost. I mean, we might have one of those too. I mean, who really knows? I mean, she's like a 5-year-old baby puppy, but she's one of those dogs that like looks like a forever puppy. War of Two Queens is literally Team Threesome versus Team Poppy and Castile, whoever the fuck they are. So wait, is War of Two Queens also low key fan fiction, or is this just like a tongue in cheek explanation? Confused. Always on Team Threesome. Amazing, love it. Show us your butt. The people want to know. Her bed is, you could see one ear. She's giving me the, oh my god, mom, you're so embarrassing look right now. That's the Goodreads reviews are so funny. Literally, all the 1 stars are like, this book caters to horny idiots. And I'm like, shit, now I want to read it. Sometimes when I do read like 1 star reviews of books, it does make me want to read it just to like understand the hatred. Or same when it's like, oh no, like this thing that I hated so much. It's like, well, I might like that. Yeah, I would not be mad about a ghost puppy. That would be kind of awesome, I think. I just joked. A continuation of the From Blood and Ash series. Oh, like actually, you guys are really filling me in. I thought that ended. What the heck? Were we all lied to? Or did I just make that up that it was a trilogy? Wow, I really just said, is that fan fiction? No, it's the actual fourth book. Would you look at that? That's why the Discord beeps are crazy. It'll go on forever, and also, it's the last book. Legend has it. Okay, let's do one more sprinty sprint and go until the 15. And then we will continue to chat and then call it an evening. Let me put up a banner. All right. I'm about to go do this. Okay, bye. And we're back. I also just noticed during that sprint that I'll tell you because we're friends that I just got salsa on my sweatshirt. So that's where I'm at on this Wednesday night. Also, I do not want to leave this in the dust. A bisexual poet. And I dare you to change your Instagram bio to this, Jayla. Also, I spent the first 10 minutes of the sprint reading 1-star reviews of this book, and it was very entertaining. And people are so hurt and angry about it. Third book is so boring, I haven't even finished it. Good. I'm just gonna not read the series, but I am gonna read the 1-star reviews. They're so mad. Women calling other women old horny soccer moms. Super fun stuff. Yeah, that's don't love that. Deja's here. Hi, Deja. Welcome to the party. Kimmy left. I'm sure you're gone, but love you anyways. These reviews. Acting like she gave an enemy country our nuke codes. I feel deeply betrayed. I can't believe she did this to us. I will never forgive her for this. It's very dramatic. Oh my God, Steph. Hey, Christine. Steph is reading City of Brass, and we need to talk about it. How are you liking it now that you're almost done? Hello? Okay, now you can hear the frogs. They kind of stopped, actually. But yeah, usually it's very loud frogs from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock every night. Oh yeah, she beat me to it. I don't know why they're so hurt. I feel like all the books are written exactly the same. Get them, Christine. They are all the same. There were some very good, strongly written reviews. I'm giving it a 1 because negative stars are not possible. Not even a 0, unfortunately. What the fuck was this shit? If I wanted to read about 2 people flirting while their best friend was being tortured, I'd simply hit my head against the wall repeatedly so I could just go to hell. What is going on? People are so mad. Oh God. I'm just convinced that I don't hear them anymore. It's just a constant thing every night. I remember either you or someone mentioning it last week during Shallow Waters. Oh, I didn't click on this. I forgot to tell the roomies I found a copy of Empire of Gold. But is it paperback or hardback? That's the real question. Either way, a bargain. And we do love a bargain. So happy I did not continue that series. Yeah, it seems to be the correct call. I hope you bought it. What bookstore? Nice. Christine, I was just telling Steph earlier that I need to get back on the Daevabad horse because I've still only read City of Brass. So it's got to happen. I'm mad that more people are upset about the romance than the bad writing and lack of plot. Yeah, that's what all the 1-star reviews are about. Of she sold out and wrote a threesome. It's well, but what about the plot? What about the book? Oh, it's fan service. It's fan service. Fine. That does suck, though. I mean, I get it. Feeling invested and then feeling the author sells out for fan service. Big bummer, but also don't come for other readers just because you don't like it. With the turn that it takes. Love the frogs. I've got crickets going crazy outside my window. Yeah, we live in the country. Christine knows, she's been to my house. We have a pool straight out the front door that all the frogs live in. And the backyard, right behind the computer right here, is just full of crickets and a mountain. So lots of ambiance, lots of nature. This morning, I literally sat up in bed, looked through the glass slider, and watched, I kid you not, it was like something out of Bambi. There was a herd of deer, like 5 or 6 deer walking across the backyard, and a bunch of turkeys just chilling with the deer, and just like birds chirping. Like, what in the Cinderella moment is going on right now? It is paperback, and the store was once read books, once read books. Unclear. You should try doing the audio and physical together. I bet you'd speed demon through it. That is kind of the cheat code. Like, I think the last time I did that was for one of my book club picks, and I think I got over 3 times speed on the audio when I was reading it along with the physical book. That was like a magical experience because I just got so like laser focused into it from all angles. The plot is so bad. The sex was good, the plot was not. Honestly, this has Tombstone potential and also Instagram bio potential. Once read books, once read books. I will go there. I love when you find that like perfect used bookstore. It becomes like, you know, like your safe space. I'm back again and I'm kind of a bit drunk. You know what? Cheers. Enjoy. I hope you're having fun. Also, JLA said she was giving them a threesome. I don't know why they're being dumb. Also, the reviews said that it's like, oh, we're mad at the threesome, and also we're mad that she didn't commit to the threesome, which is like, okay, so which is it? Which are you mad about? This is so true. You can do fan service and still do it well. Like, you can make everyone happy. It's just like if you go to your favorite restaurant and all of the reviews of that restaurant say, could you please do this? Or like, we think that this dish would be really good if you just like did this thing. Then maybe the chef will be like, yeah, let me try it. Only for then the reviews to be like, it's not the same and we feel betrayed. Make it make sense. Tell me, Christine needs the scoop. You know, it's just vibes, always. And I have no complaints about it. Sometimes the internet is wonky, but lately we've been chilling and the vibes are good. Secretly Snow White. Maybe that's what I was thinking. No, Cinderella like has animal friends too. But Snow White's animals are a little bit more foresty and less like house mice and farm animals. I feel like maybe I'm in between with Snow White and Cinderella as far as animal companions. What in the Cinderella moment? Tombstone potential. I mean, come on, that's like this was like, what's the word? Like a 6-word story. Yeah. This is good. There's also a place called Treehouse Books. It's such a cute name for a bookstore. And they have free books. That's the best kind of book place, bookshop, book purveyors. I want to make that my Insta bio. Like, do it. It maximum potential. It is late for me. Bid you all adieu. It is late for you. It's late for me. Almost 10:30. Good night, Jayla. Love you. Thanks for hanging out. I think we are right behind you, probably. Oh, we've been talking about the book in From Blood and Ash series that just came out. War of Two Queens, which I literally thought was like an indie romance fan fiction or something, talking about Poppy and, is it Castile? Come to find out, it's literally the next book in the series, and I'm a silly goose. But that's what we've been talking about, is the 1-star reviews of that book. A cottagecore, you know? Living the dream, I guess. I should make some TikToks, maybe. Good morning. Here's the deer and the turkeys outside my window. really hit or miss. They have some little hidden gems. That's like the thrill of the hunt, though. That's why I just love thrifting in general, because you never know. What if you find a treasure? What's the fun? Free books? I know. I've been in the mood to just go on like a thrifting bender. I have the itch. The Giving Library. That is precious. I think this is going to be it for me, but thank you for hopping on and joining the chaos anyways. Oh, I thought everyone was just into threesomes now. No, it's I mean, maybe, I don't want to yuck your yum, but it's a whole thing in this book, I guess, that they just wanted it in there and then she put it in there and now people are angry about it. That's what I gleaned from my 10 minutes of reading. Very angry reviews of this book. I'm always down. The Giving Library is so cute. That is precious. I mean, I've never been there. Oh yeah, the more important question is tell us what are your feelings? Exactly. The whole place is free and they have arcs. I do love that. I just feel like, I don't know. I get that it's weird when people donate their arcs to bookstores or thrift stores. What do you do with those? But it's cool when I see them given out for free or given as a special or a promotion, because it's like an arc. What do you do with those secondhand? I am. Okay, good. The correct answer, and you have passed the test. I will be marathoning the series promptly. Oh boy. Okay. Take me with you. Dara is that bitch. Exactly. Christine, we have to initiate her into the fan club, the Dara fan club. He must be weak. Yes, agreed. Yay, yes. Oh, City of Brass. I need to get back into it. I loved him. Exhausting. I think on this note is where we call it. But this has been so much fun. I love him. Indie bookstore in San Diego. I hope to go there. Verbatim Books. That's such a cute name too. I love bookstore names. Need some fan art. What if we make some fan art? Now I'm just having crazy ideas, and it's time for me to go to bed probably. Bye. Thank you. I love you all. I will see you next month on the third Wednesday, whatever the third Wednesday lands on. No idea what that is. But until then, you can find me on the internet. Thanks for